Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. You know, the nice thing about broadcasting live is that you can get live feedback, like when your microphone isn't turned on, and people like Mr. King Naz and Mr. TTR something rather tell you that there's no sound. I was just explaining a couple of seconds ago, right before I got this tweet telling me that I needed to unmute my microphone, that I was just staring into the lights before broadcasting, and I did it again. So now I see nothing but green goobers floating in front of me. So I know I can at least see that I'm streaming, because otherwise you wouldn't have known that I didn't have any sound. Sorry to freak everybody out there at the beginning. Everything's normal. Everything's fine. It's okay to like the video. And if you haven't already, you should also like the other videos that we uploaded yesterday. And we make it really easy for you, too, by the way. We leave every video as a video response to the longer TLDR episode, TLDR short for the Locker Room Daily Report. And we also create a separate playlist for each one of the videos that we record as separate segments from within the larger TLDR episode. If that makes any sense. The show, this TV show, the Locker Room Daily Report. Also short for Too Long Didn't Read. And speaking of, let's go ahead and tweet this out. And I'm going to type in here, I promise this is not a Rickroll. There we go. It's posted to Twitter. I'm at Chris Pirillo. Hopefully you're following me there. And I'm going to go ahead and share this with my 44,000 friends over on Facebook. Well, I don't know if they're really my friends. They're people who like me. And they're public about liking me, so it's not that they're, hiding behind anything. This is legitimate, honestly. You don't even have to say that you like me anymore if you like my Facebook page. Or if you +1 this video, easy to do. Let's press share on the video page, then the little +1 button, just like I showed you how to do the other day, really. And I think you did, too, when I looked at all the +1s that came in on Google Plus after I explained to you that +1ing is a good thing. So I know you're listening. I know you're paying attention. Please share. Share the playlists, the videos, and the love, really, honestly. It's all about the love here, including from Ninja Mexican 12. It says, hi, Chris. Thank you. That is a great handle, by the way. I think it's probably one of the best handles I've seen today. And I see a lot of good handles on a daily basis. And this isn't just the extra caffeine talking. I made myself a doppio espresso. I talked about, I need to cut my nose hairs again. Sorry, there's nothing falling out. It's just they get long. I'm getting to that age where I'm getting hairs out of odd places in my body. And if you haven't hit that point in your life yet, you're far too young. But I love you anyway. Speaking of love, it's been a lot of love today, really. So let's go ahead and roll into our first, really, that I know of, at least on the blog. I saw the blog, lockergnome.com, when I looked there, and I realized I'm getting prompted for another article, but I want to start with love today, because I'm all about the love. Got another tweet. See, when you guys tweet me, I get notified. When you like a video and you've connected it to your Twitter account, I see it. When you like something on lockergnome.com and you tweet about it or share it on Facebook, I see it, and I appreciate it. So let's stave the the discussion about Google Chrome extensions for just a moment. That's another post that's up on lockergnome.com today. I'm going to do the 5 apps to improve your marriage. And let's keep this civil, okay? Please. For the love of God and all that is holy, let's keep this civil. People are asking where the mug is. It's taking a break. You know, I could probably clean the mug with the amount of nose hair that I have up there. How do you like that for a visual? Aren't you glad I don't record these as separate segments talking about nose hair? God, you thought half the videos on my YouTube channel were pointless. All right, here we go. Boy, it's getting hot. Is it just me? It's hot in here. I love you, and as I've been saying for the duration of this live TLDR broadcast, the Locker Gnome Daily Report, we've got a lot of love going around, including love for our articles on lockergnome.com. Go ahead and read along as I'm talking. You can click the link in the description if you want. This article, aptly titled 5 Apps to Improve Your Marriage. Now, I know what you're saying. Chris, I'm not married. Yeah, but one day, don't you hope to be? Don't you hope to find that one true love? And you know what? It may not be perfect getting along there, but you know, every relationship you can treat like it is a marriage, because if that's where you're going, well, then that's where you're going. I have already introduced you to my pre-wife, Diana. She is absolutely, she's stunning. She's ravishing. Honey, could you like just pop your head over here so they can see how pretty you are today? She's pretty every day, but I think you did something special. I don't know what it is. I don't know, pixie dust or something like that. Not from the dog Pixie. I mean, like a magical, fairy came along. Oh, it looks great. Look at this, and she's matching too. And you didn't even know. She didn't even know I was wearing green today, did you? Mm-mm. Or because I had to scoot out earlier today for an appointment, and so all right. So and Wicket wants in too. See, we're one big happy family. Wicket's like, me too. No, Wicket, you don't get to drink the coffee. Now, Wicket, unfortunately, is not someone I would want to get married to. He's kind of fickle, really finicky, and I think he's a cat. He acts like, doesn't he? Yes. He acts like a cat at times. He pounces on things. He thinks he's the center of attention. The universe revolves around him. So, we are a family. We are a very happy family here, and that's how I know we are in for quite a wonderful life, I would say. And as CK263 notes, I am pregnant, as I started that rumor yesterday. But that has nothing to do with the article at hand. 5 apps to improve your marriage. And even if you're not married today, at some point, you might, very well find yourself within a marriage. And there are apps that can help you, even if you're not a geek. Here's one. That was, and by the way, I didn't write this article. It was written by one of our contributors, Matt Ryan, who writes, actually, I think, very popular articles on lockergnome.com for us. Marriage Fight Tracker, and he notes, have you ever wished you had a referee to step in during an argument? I think you might discover you don't fight as much as you think you fight. You may think it's all the time. And it may not be. You may actually get along more often than you realize. And if you track the fights, then you can look at that. Yeah, I guess I didn't fight as much as I thought last month. Hey, let's celebrate. Let's go out to dinner. Yeah, where should we go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know where you want to go. Oh, it always turns into this. Doesn't exactly become, fruitful in terms of a happy relationship. But there's another one, Man Saver. Few marital disputes, Matt writes, are more heated than the ones that could have been prevented by simply remembering some important dates. Your anniversary, his or her birthday, the anniversary of your engagement or first date are also important to remember. So, if you are a man and you want to save your relationship, you owe it to yourself to remember important dates, like your girlfriend's upcoming birthday. That's happening in 7 days. Did you get that right? Mm-hmm. See? Aha! Yeah, you know why? Because I actually had it inscribed inside my glasses so I'd never forget. Now, if you don't wear glasses, you may use an app like Man Saver. There's another one. Any relationship that you're in, specifically a marriage, you've got to keep, a physical connection going. I mean, I'm talking a little more than just kissing. There is I, Sutra. Yeah, you may want to check that out. Again, for those of you who are married. And even if you're not, if you're with a life partner of sorts, it still may come in handy to keep your relationship happy and healthy. It's good for the male's prostate too, I hear. It's true. I'm not just saying that. It's for real. I'm not. Look it up. Google it. Fix a Fight is another good one. And as Matt writes, it is intended to help you keep tabs on your spouse's emotional state and suggest things you can do to make things better. Sometimes, in life we get a little stressed out, right? And that's where our partner can step in and possibly make, life a little less stressful. I do my best to make Diana's life less stressful. Do I accomplish that, honey?
Yes.
You're not just saying that, right?
No.
I'm putting myself on the spot. Boy, that could have gone the wrong way. Then I would have had to use another app to bail myself out. Here, let's see if we got that. Oh, Paris DTR. What is this? A free app. Allows you to give a report to your spouse that helps them better understand how you're feeling. Interesting. So I could give, like a personal progress report, like I am feeling this way, and then you could, I guess, hand it over to them. That's kind of neat. Well, the bottom line, just like I had shared, this was a few months ago, I believe, someone was looking for it was a sex app for the iPhone, and I suggested the best application for you is communication, and that's what it boils down to, quite honestly. I think the hallmark of any successful relationship, whether it's inside the institution of marriage or outside, is communication. You need to communicate effectively with your partner. You need to tell them what's going on, and you can't expect that they're going to read your mind. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Hopefully everyone's keeping this civil. I'm sure people aren't, because some of you guys out there, God bless your souls, you'll never get married. You'll never know what being in a relationship is like. But I'm just trying to help. With sharing these articles, sharing these links, and letting you live a happy life. And you know what? I think life could be happier when you find that right person. And no, Diana is taken. So, communication is absolutely important. All right, so now let's roll on to the top 10 Google Chrome extensions. Where are we going with this? Crazy 56479, I have no idea. You got Chris rolled. Oh, Ricky Vlogs. I am so sorry. Have you ever played an instrument? Nope. Tried playing the piano. That was kind of a fail. All right. It wasn't too long ago when we shared the link of our top 10 Google Chrome apps. We also recorded a corresponding video, and now we followed that up with our top 10 choices for Google Chrome extensions. There's a difference. A Google Chrome app is like, think of it like a web page that is just one click away from within Google Chrome, and an extension is really a plugin that might be able to help you do something special on one web page or another, any web page. So there are fundamental differences between a Google Chrome app and a Google Chrome extension. You are more than welcome to share your top choices here or in the article that we wrote, the corresponding article to this video, like we do for just about every one of the videos that we record here on YouTube, specifically in conjunction with LockerGnome.com. So some of our top choices, and you're free to disagree or agree. Most, if not all, of Google Chrome's apps or extensions are free, so it's not really a big deal, what you choose to use. For instance, LastPass. This is the choice of Creighton Miller, who had crafted this article, for helping you manage passwords. Now, if you like LastPass, that's great. Personally, I am a huge 1Password fan. In fact, I think I even got it. It's shareware, and I think I have a coupon for 1Password. So if you're thinking about using 1Password over LastPass, I can save you money. So you don't want to buy it without asking, hey, Chris, how can you save me money? People do that all the time. I mean, some things you have to pay for, and they're worth paying for. If you're not familiar with Bitly, that's bit.ly, it's probably, at this point in time, the most popular link redirector on the planet. Like a short link that you could easily post to Twitter so that you don't go over the character limit. I happen to use one that we installed on our own, go.tagjag.com, because I wanted to make sure I controlled that domain and had better access to statistics. Can't even say it. Statistics. Well, Bitly has a simple way that you can add the little plugin or the extension to Google Chrome, press a button, and it'll create a short link for the page that you're sitting on. Another thing to correspond with the Bitly extension is the Google +1 button. I recommend installing this, as I mentioned in yesterday's video clip, why you should be +1ing pages, videos, articles, you should be +1ing everything. And you don't have to hunt for the +1 button on the web page. You can just install this extension and just press +1 when you like something and publicly share it to Google Plus if you don't do that yet. You want to test it? Fine. On this video page, install the extension and then go press the button and it's +1. That's it. It's so simple. It's right there. It's always there. Doesn't take anything to do, really. And that will help Google deliver you more relevant search results over time when it starts to build up a profile about the things that you tend to +1. And hopefully you think the articles that we produce for you on lockergnome.com, as well as the videos we do for you on YouTube, are worth sharing. Absolutely. Another Google Chrome extension that we are recommending in our top 10 list is turn off the lights. So sometimes you want to watch a YouTube video and that's all you want to watch. You don't even want to pay attention to the comments. Well, with this extension, you can pretty much eliminate everything on a page except for the video, turning off all the lights except for what should be illuminated, the video. This is an extension. You can install it right now. It's really kind of easy. Then, of course, there's Google Voice. If you're not already using that, it is free to use, at least here in the United States, to communicate with people. I use Google Voice all the time when I'm in the air, and if I need to text message with people on the ground, I can do that for free. I never really use Google Voice for calling anybody, which I realize you can do, but it's not as big of a deal. Another one we recommend, and this is something that you're probably interested in because we all like gifts, including myself, add to Amazon wishlist. This is how I know Diana built up her wish list, because she'd be on a website, and even if the item is not listed on Amazon, you can still add it to your Amazon wish list. It's kind of a universal wish list repository. My wish list, go.tagjag.com/wish list. You cannot put items on my wish list, but of course you can. You can give me an item or two. That'd kind of be nice. Some of you have done that before. There's so many others we have to recommend on this particular article, and I'm sure your responses are going to be plentiful as well. Let's see here. Fastest Chrome. This was for the win much. That was a suggestion from the live video feed. +1, every single article on LockerGnome says Identically. Thank you so much. Text Plus is an awesome texting app for free. This was noted here by Jarrett Nintendo Nerd. Let's see here. Oh, good. This isn't a Rickroll, says Windows Tech Talker. I warned you. I said this wasn't a Rickroll. If you wanted a Rickroll, you could look elsewhere, I think. See here. I'm looking for any other recommendations that people might have, those who are watching the live video feed at least, and hopefully there are plenty watching. And if not, you can tune in, for the next live video feed that we do, TLDR, every day, 3 p.m. Someone needs to make an extension for Google Chrome that lets you know, hey, here's the upcoming list of live TLDR episodes. Here's the next one. They can build in the thing a little countdown timer for the next live episode as it's scheduled. That'd be kind of neat. So you can be in your browser and see, and then it turns red. I'm like, it's 10 minutes and it's TLDR live. And then you can press the button and it pops open in a new tab and then you can see the episode. That'd be a neat extension, don't you think? Yeah. And then maybe you could put the RSS feed for LockerGnome in there as well. So it's kind of a way to tune into the live stuff. I don't know. That'd be, we could play with it. I'm not a developer, though, so I could only come up with the ideas. I've got a lot of ideas for really good extensions, too. Oh, take a look at the article. Web of Trust is actually crap, Joe Norris. Sorry to disappoint, but it's junk, really. And unfortunately, it's a system that, in theory, would work well, but it's not a very good system. I don't trust Web of Trust at all. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. There's very few services like that I'd trust. Oh, especially when there's some snaky things happening. One company tears down another company, and there's no telling whether those are legitimate users or these companies were paid good money to slander other companies. It's bull, is what it is. So, yeah, don't trust Web of Trust. Let's see here. 5 best Apple iPad applications for toddlers. You've probably seen those videos on YouTube, most likely, or one of the social networks, probably embedding from YouTube, of babies playing with iPads and iPhones and iPod Touches and being able to do things with these devices with a great degree of ease. The touch interface is very intuitive, and the user interface is, well, extremely smooth, and I think that's what makes it so, well, as some people might call it, magical. There are a lot of applications out there that were designed for toddlers, and let's just say maybe not for the iPad alone, maybe some other tablets out there that are driven by Android. But we have picked out our 5 best iPad applications specifically, and of course it could be universal as well, for toddlers. And you know what's more interesting, if you don't have a toddler, and I realize you may have the emotional maturity of a toddler, these are still kind of fun to play with. I don't know, man, call me crazy. I mean, even when I go to the doctor's office these days, and I don't go all that often, I love seeing highlights for children. Because you can open the book and then you can do the fun kid games. I mean, it's a nice way, easy way of passing the time. I mean, that's really what it's all about, right? Passing the time, being entertained, and possibly learning something. Now, granted, I probably won't learn anything new. At least I hope I wouldn't learn anything new from any of these applications designed for toddlers. But we list off a handful of them. If you do happen to know someone who has kids, maybe you have a little brother or sister, maybe you have a cousin, a toddler of sorts, and there's an iPad around. Baby flashcards is one application we recommend. Fun with animals, finger piano light. And, honestly, it may not just be that piano, that particular title that we found that we like. It could be any piano or sound application that would work well. I'm not a toddler, and I'd have fun with that. I don't know how to play piano. Someone in the live YouTube channel right before this video started asked if I played a musical instrument, and I said, you can even rewind the live TLDR episode, well, after it's been recorded, and hear me, I piano, kind of, but I didn't really do all that well with piano. Just couldn't quite get the fingering down. So another application we recommend, Draw for free. And a drawing application, much like a sound-driven application, really unlocks the child's imagination. Lets them explore rather than giving them a construct to operate within. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I happen to love Lego so much is that yes, they have sets that you can build to create things that they've defined already, or you can do whatever it is that you want to do within these open-ended applications. And as I said, doesn't need to be something just on the iPad, could be on an Android tablet as well. Zixt Design notes that you can play Tenorion. That is true, as I had featured the Tenorion application for the iPad and the iPhone. I guess it's a universal app. How many weeks ago was that? I think it was during a TLDR recording, but I think it was one of the first TLDRs that we did, or the Locker Gnome Daily Report, one of these broadcasts on YouTube things. There are toys that have certain sets of applications that are just available for those toys. And these toys were built to be thrown around, as kids will, throw things around. They just, with reckless abandon, they don't care. I don't know if I'm going to be handing over a new iPad to a toddler, not without adult supervision or making sure that thing was locked down. It would be an expensive toy to break. But certainly, within reason, I think, tablet computers can go a long way to helping that child develop their critical thinking skills, imagination, and really help those cognitive processes kind of move along. And maybe one day they will watch me, these toddlers, on their tablet computer and say, I want to be like that. Probably not going to happen, but if you do know a kid in your life, feel free to make that article recommendation to them. Or if you have any other recommendations for kids and iPads or tablet computers, feel free to make those directly on the article link itself on lockergnome.com. Yeah. Any tablet with Gorilla Glass can be given to a toddler or pet. Yeah, I'm still not sure about that. Handing glass to a child just does not seem like a good idea. Wow, this is really live. Oh, actually, it was a question. Wow, is this really live? Says Unicoon the Second. And now they know. They're probably freaking out right now. Oh my God! I can't believe it's live. It is, and we have 132 likes. And I think the number of likes doubled when you popped on to say hello.
Or when Wicket.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, when Wicket came on, we got dislikes. So, yeah, Wicket's bad for us. I have my son an iPad 1 last year for his birthday, and kid works it good, does Netflix, finds what he wants on YouTube, downloads apps, haha, no joke, says Latin Legacy. And it doesn't surprise me. I've been telling you, they're great babies. I'd say the iPad's a better babysitter than the television. I would have killed for an iPad. I would have killed. I would be in prison right now. Oh, well, didn't need it that bad. I started the rumor that I am pregnant, just a couple weeks along here, and we'll see how far that goes. You know, this rumor that we're spreading. I mean, everyone else seems to be intent on spreading no, this is the next Apple device that's coming out. Really, it's a rumor. No one knows if it's true or not. Don't believe everything you see on the internet, okay? Just because Joe Dokes over there said that Apple's going to be creating an iPad that's 18 times as big as the current one doesn't make it true. Just because Judy Dokes over here says that the next Android device is going to be 18 times as fast as the current generation. You can't believe everything that you see. You gotta check the facts, man. Got an email from my mom. This was just the other day. She was warning me about a Facebook virus that, if you clicked it, would destroy all the contents on your C drive. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it was written poorly. There's no way this can't be real. I understand there are bad things that can happen by clicking a link on Facebook, no doubt about it. But the way that this was written, I was like, no, this ain't right. So, what I did was I went to Snopes.com, did a quick search, sent her the link. I'm like, dude, this is a hoax. And then she told me, no. If you click Facebook links, things can go bad. That is true. And I said that is true. However, that was a completely different problem. You weren't describing that problem. Technically speaking, the problem that you were talking about does not exist. Either way, I was grateful that she warned me, but I was this close to sending her a link to Weird Al Yankovic's virus alert video on YouTube. Or I could have sent her "Stop Forwarding This Crap to Me," that video from Weird Al Yankovic, also on YouTube. And, you can't believe everything you see, man. Or everything that you hear. I mean, photoshops happen all the time. It's this kind of a generic term for doctoring an image and putting it online, and people think it's real. Well, no, it's not necessarily real. Someone could have edited it. Oh, but I saw the video. It's real. No, it's good video. Very skilled computer animator there, but that's not close to being real. But nifty, but not real. But cool, but not real. You gotta check yourself, man. The worst thing you can do is just pass the rumor along. Granted, if you want to tell the world that I, as a man, am now pregnant, you're more than welcome to. They'll think you're crazy. But, I think you're crazy if you pass along information that just isn't anywhere near valid. As we say in the article, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And this is, just beyond virus alerts and, messages that just could possibly never be true. Take it a step further. And again, this is on the corresponding article. Feel free to click it, share it if you find it interesting. Valid information. Taking medical advice from the internet is a bad idea. I am probably a borderline hypochondriac. And if I was feeling something kind of weird, like back here, I'm like, actually I did. This reminds me, I was a kid. This is before we had access to the internet. I'm not joking. And I'm turning to my live audience over here, my girlfriend Diana. On the back of my skull, I felt a bump, and I'd never felt it before. I'm like, oh my god. And if I would have looked for information on bump in the back of the head online, I'm like, you have concus of the bonkus. You have 4 days to live. Ah! Well, does it? Is your pee yellow? Yes, it is. Oh my god. Do you wear white socks? Yes, I do. Everything just adds up, and you start freaking out. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, that's what you get for jumping on the bed. No, I didn't jump on the bed. What it is the place where my spine meets my skull. And some people have a bump back there, and some people don't. So the bump was natural. Boy, oh boy. And I was a kid. Oh, you got to be careful about if I would have read that online. But doc, I wear white socks and my pee is yellow. It means I have conchus of the bonkus. Don't believe everything you read or see on the internet. Other warning signs we have available in the article there that you can click and read and share, of course. How can I choose a good computer, says Mr. Amadaz. Well, I would suggest getting one that works. That's just my personal choice. The non-working ones, I don't think you're going to find to be all that good. All right. Scrolling down. 7 ways to make more money this month. I like the idea. I am going to be finishing up this live TLDR broadcast, the Locker Room Daily Report. We do it every weekday on YouTube, record these videos to go along with articles like the one I'm about to talk to you about. After this broadcast, I'm heading to help some entrepreneurs really kind of get started. I'm going to earn a little bit of money and help people at the same time, which sounds like it's a good gig, I would say. We're always looking for ways to make more money. If you're sitting there saying, I don't need to make any more money, well, this video is not for you, and certainly the article would not interest you in the slightest. However, with an article title like 7 Ways to Make More Money This Month, I think you'd be interested. I really do. Unless, of course, you have more than enough, in which case I ask you, why are you watching this? If you want to figure out how to make more money this month, we've got some practical ways. So one idea I just have to throw out to you without even looking at the article at this point, and I'll give you a couple tips from the article in a second. Selling old stuff. You think, oh yeah, I do that all the time, but do you really? You know, as I did my home office tour a couple of days ago, I looked around and I'm like, I got to get rid of some of these video games and old consoles that I have. The handholds, like the Game Boy and the PSP and all the games, and I got some games for Windows over there and some old Xbox games. I could be selling these things. And I don't mean to a superstore. I mean, people may want to buy them from me. So I can make money by selling stuff that I had already attained at some point, either as gifts from other people or potentially, as things that I purchased that I thought I'd play or I did play and then just no longer playing. So there you go. Sharing knowledge, one way of making money. Thought about even doing that on Google+. You know how you can do a Hangout? I thought of broadcasting a Hangout, and if someone wants to do live consulting with me, it could be like a one-on-one thing, and then we can let the world watch what we're talking, and they could ask me anything. Wouldn't that be kind of fun to do? And I can make money that way. Make money by selling. And then, of course, let's take a look at the article. Okay, you guys looking with me? Okay, looks right. Well, one thing that you could do is potentially work on the weekends. Now, I know that's not very exciting to some of you. You may live for the weekends. Lord knows I do these days. Doing an hour-long or so live broadcast on YouTube will take it out of you. But weekends are a good time to catch up, not as fast-paced as the weekdays might be. And certainly if you are, working within an organization that allows you to work on the weekends, hey, rack up a few extra hours. It's not going to hurt, really. Theoretically, as long as you're, getting paid or you're doing it for the greater good. One way, shape, or form, it's a way to pick up extra revenue. You could potentially freelance. So I'm freelancing with my knowledge, helping these entrepreneurs later, or potentially helping you on Google+, if that ever comes to fruition, who knows. But I'm always looking for ways to add to my bottom line. And we've got a few other ideas, as I said, in the corresponding article for this video. But I think if you think about what it is that you do today, you could do better. We could all do better. I'll never sit here and say I'm doing perfect. I don't need to do anything else at this point in time. I'll always be looking for an opportunity that will make my life a little easier. And yes, sadly, the more money I have sitting there in the bank, the easier life is, because I want to do things like sip on espressos as I'm doing live broadcasts, This costs money. Everything you do costs money. So you got to figure out ways that you can make money without really killing yourself. And that would, I don't mean literally, hopefully, unless your job is, dangerous and puts your life at risk. There are things that you can do to really generate more revenue for yourself. I've only given you a couple of ideas. We have even more in the article. And please, if you have any other ideas, feel free to share them. It looks like working on the weekends to donate. That's what someone recommended here. And someone else recommended that I chug the espresso. You don't chug espresso. Wait, I wonder, can I get paid for that? I gotta think about that one. And a lot of people that are just repeating themselves, and I'm not gonna. I can't pay attention to people just asking pointless questions, really. And there are a lot of pointless questions you guys are asking. Oh, really bad ones. Really, really, really bad ones. Let's see here. Do you believe that Monopoly can improve a child's entrepreneurial abilities? Asked Mr. Johnny Uncensored. No, but it can turn him into a prick. All right. I haven't played Monopoly in God knows how long. How beer saved the world and contributed to technology. I have mentioned on a few occasions that I am a Netflix subscriber, and as we were browsing through the array of options that we wanted to, entertain ourselves with the other night, Diana stumbled upon a video produced by National Geographic called "How Beer Saved the World," something along those lines, and I was like, "What?" And we watched it, and it was really interesting. Even if you don't like beer, I don't think you realize just how much beer has influenced technology. So if you drink beer and are of age, at least in whatever country you happen to come from, you have to think to yourself, so much good has come through technology thanks to beer, including one of the first assembly lines. It had nothing to do with cars. It had everything to do with bottling beer. Technology evolved because people needed a way to have beer. So artificial temperature control, refrigeration came about, not because of ice cream. That was a nice, you can call ice cream a side effect. Because of beer. People were looking to have cold beer, specifically cold brewed beer. And the only way to get that, other than living in a climate that was cold year-round, is to have artificial refrigeration. So technology like refrigerators and manufacturing processes came about thanks to beer. And not to mention how many wacky ideas out there, startup companies, hardware, software, whatever, came about because people were sitting in a pub, sitting at home, sipping a beer, even though this isn't a beer. This is coffee, not beer. And thought of a crazy idea. And it was only because of the influence of that beer on their head that things got done. I'm just saying, beer is not as evil as people think it is. In fact, in the Middle Ages, beer was the only good thing to drink because it had been purified versus drinking the stream water, which is filled with crap. Beer was the healthiest thing to drink back in the day. Not to say that today it's the same way, but I think good beer now and again is a nice way to say thank you, drink, for making this world a better place. Beer. If it wasn't for beer, who knows where we probably wouldn't have half the things we had today if it wasn't for beer. Technology we probably wouldn't even have technology. We'd still be running around in fields. It would be crazy. Thank goodness for beer. We've outlined even more reasons and ways that beer has influenced technology that you need to pay attention to. We linked you in the description to the article on LockerGnome.com. That was wine, not beer. Really? This was not wine. It was coffee. Beer helps with programming sometimes. Beer used to be currency in Egypt. Apple's prototypes are found in bars. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that. That's funny. That's funny, dude. That is funny. I should have said that in the video. That is that funny. Damn. We've crafted an article for you on lockergnome.com. You're more than welcome to read along as I through this video. It's aptly titled, When Not to Use Your Smartphone. And I know you could think of a million ways of how you would never use your smartphone, but that's the question I want to ask of you. Slightly different from the article title. What are things, actions, items, whatever, what are things you can't use a smartphone to do? Name one. And I'm sure you guys are going to think of a million things that you can't do with a smartphone. One thing you can't do with a smartphone is, I don't know, I guess you can game. You can, you could use it as a, there you go. Using it as an eating utensil, you could, I guess, do it. It just wouldn't be kind of klutzy, really. It's not really made to, you can eat things off of it, potentially, nom, 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 nom. So you can kind of eat with it. You can, find out, that's one thing you can't do with it. Trim your nose hair. I've been having I know I need to do this. You can't do that. Right now, there's no attachment for trimming your nose hair. One thing you cannot do with your smartphone. Not just, not using it in places where you shouldn't be using smartphones in general, just phones at all. Fun gaming, someone says. I need buttons, says Mac Stalker. Well, I have fun gaming, and it doesn't really hurt me any not having... I have one button, that's all I need, the home button. And I get weird text messages from people who think they're my friends. It's disgusting. Finding a lost dog. Yeah, that's true. You can't do that easily. Maybe there's an app for that, though. Use the touchscreen as a mouse or touchpad. You can do that, Ojamar. You can. Drink beer, says Vorberg. That is true. You could use it as an eating utensil, not as a drinking utensil, really. It'd be kind of strange. Clean your car, says Windows Tech Talker. It's another thing you cannot do with your smartphone. You can't pop your zit on your nose, too, says Chad783. Well, mine went away, but you're right. It would be a little awkward. You can't... What is it with me and smartphones and noses today? Fill a tire with air, says Spring794. What are things that you can't do with your smartphone? Says you can do so many things with all these applications. What are things you can't do? And as I said, we've got a corresponding article for this. When not to use your smartphone. So even if you can use it to do something, doesn't mean you always should. And we've outlined where you would not want to use your smartphone in that article on lockergnome.com that we've linked in the description. And if you find it interesting or if you have any other ideas, feel free to share whatever you're thinking, which I'm sure you're doing anyway. At least I'd hope. I don't even have to ask this community to share. They just do. Take an arrow in the knee. That's another thing you can't do. Can't have a baby, says Mr. Tech Jr. True. You can't beam to another universe, says DC Tech Geek. Water the lawn, K420 Diddy. Ooh. 180 likes on this, mother. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's right, I called this video a mother. Guess that would make me the father, huh? Well, pregnancy had to come from somewhere. What are the best apps to help you start and keep a budget? I am very budget conscious. I am frugal. I love when I can save money, when I know that I'm going to be spending it one way or another. It's not that I go out of my way to save money. Usually I wait for an opportunity to come along. I'm like, yeah, it's a great way to save money on something that I was going to do anyway. And we, as people who use gadgets and gizmos, are prone to be attracted to apps and services. And we've written an article on lockergnome.com. What are the best apps to help you start and keep a budget? Because it's easy to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep a budget this month, and then you just veer off like really quickly if you're not keeping your eye on what exactly is going on with your money. So my question to you, first of all, do you have a budget? Is it reasonable? Do you set it yourself? And how do you find yourself getting away from sticking to that budget? What is it that draws your attention away? Yes, I have Lego in my monthly budget. That there's no negotiation there. Lego will happen in the budget. Entertainment is also in my budget. I tend not to go overboard with it, and as I said before, I will figure out a way to save money if it does happen to go a bit beyond my budget. But there are plenty of apps and services that can help you with this, and we've got the article for you to read, share, like, +1, whatever you got to do. And I'm just going to mention a couple of the services available from this article, at least linked from it. The Yodlee Money Center. And that one's a fun one for managing budgets. Quicken. I know what you're thinking. Quicken is kind of old school, really. You want to talk about a relic. But they're still kicking. And if you're looking for a way to better manage your family's budget, you're going to want to find some kind of web-based service, whether it's Quicken outright, potentially Mint.com, which we talked about. I think it was a couple of months ago. Someone asked the question. There are other services certainly available that can help you keep an eye on what is going on with your money. And here's the thing. If you're not watching what's happening with your money, that's bad. You need to keep your eye out for things. Derek Weiland says, I use PNC Virtual Wallet to keep the entertainment with affording the necessities. Very nice. That's PNC Virtual Wallet, a recommendation from the live chat box here on YouTube during our broadcast of TLDR, the Locker Room Daily Report. Let's see here. What else do we have? Not connected to everything. I don't exactly understand where that was. Yeah, sure. If you're not connected to anything, you're not going to spend any money. The fact that I don't like the taste of alcohol, I imagine, saves me a lot, says the Shadow Director. Very true. Alcohol can be expensive, and if you do have a glass of wine a night, or beer or whatever, hopefully it's within reason, within limits, and you bought it on a discount. Although discount wine and beer is not always a good thing. DC Tech Geek says, I use Monopoly money to create a physical budget. That's kind of interesting. I would never have thought of that little tip. So if you have an array of money and you have buckets or folders or whatever you would place them in, it doesn't have to be real money, but it could represent real money. That is a genius idea, DC Tech Geek. I love doing these episodes live. They really, that was a tip that I think could prove useful for a lot of people. Looking through here to see if I can find any other people who are, I guess, posting tips. When I do this live, sometimes the chat room or chat box, they're not really on topic. They're kind of in their own head. They're spinning around, talking to themselves, and I'm ignoring everything they say. Not smoking saves money. That's true. Diapers for babies. Well, sometimes you need them. Of course, you could get cloth diapers and wash the stains out and everything else. Yeah, there's probably things you want to spend a little more money on. I'm guessing that might be one. Jimmy PC 4242 says, I use pencil and paper and a calculator. Old school. I like it. Not a bad idea. I use the Reminders app on iOS 5 to keep track of my monthly payments and income, says Gadget Boy 1234. A lot of good ideas, a lot of good suggestions. We have even more. Did I say suggestions? That's not even a word. Suggestions for you on the article on lockergnome.com. And as I said, if you have any other ideas, tips, tricks, tweaks, whatever, either leave it as a comment on the article, leave it as a comment here in this video, or just share what you've learned with everybody else and make sure they get the idea that it's good to know how much money you're spending and that you'll be able to spend it without going into the poorhouse. Yarr. Arr. Is that it? 197 likes? Really? Really? That's awfully nice of you guys. 197. Did you? Okay, just one day. We got 197 likes right now in the live video feed. That's awesome. I would like to see just as many likes and +1s and shares on the Locker Gnome articles, too. Are you doing that? You're reading along as I'm talking about the Locker Gnome articles? You're +1ing everything? You're doing that now with the extensions that I've told you about? You're +1ing and liking the other videos in our YouTube channel? Not just the live TLDR episode as I'm doing this live. If we, dude, 200, we have now over 200 likes. That's great. I want to see over 200 likes for the other videos too. Why can't we have that? It's not that hard to do. Go click the playlist and then go like. Yay. +1, +1, +1, +1. Yay. Share. Get it out there. You know why? Because within a year's time, when we do these live TLDR episodes, I want to see 400 likes before the end of the hour. And I think we can do it, but I can't do it alone. You need to share. When you see something on lockergnome.com, I need you to share it. Don't just keep it to yourself. Don't hoard the information. We're sharing it for a reason, so that you can further share the information. And we're doing videos corresponding to the articles so that you can see this whole universe comes together, right? You just made me a Google Plus account. I did? Sorry about that, Mahorv558. Or maybe I'm not. You should be on Google Plus anyway. And I've told you why several times. It's crazy. Airwolf28 says, yes, Master, I've been doing it. Good. Every article, every video, share, plus, you know, and I know you're thinking, Chris, you say this every day, but I have to remind you sometimes that I need you to do this. We need you to do this. Not you. I was talking to Wicket. He wouldn't do it anyway. Such a, you know, you could be a little more grateful. Ethan Moe says he shared this vid with everyone. Thank you. Briefly explain how to share with others. Well, I did. In fact, I did a separate video on it and no one liked it, which is ironic. Zgarentiu says, okay, man, like this, every time. Yes. Stop asking that. We know it already. Evar music, you'd be surprised. If I don't ask, people don't do. That's the thing. People, you have to remind me. Yeah, I kind of do. If I don't, you don't know it's an option. Chris, why you no calm down about sharing? Says Josh Wajustify92. Because I need you to do it. I'm being very adamant about this. Not just the videos. The articles as well. You're clicking over there, right? Subscribing to the Locker Room newsletter is really not that hard to do. Really. Put one reminder in iPhone to share. Thank you, Hebetovar. That's exactly what you need to do. Chris, you look very green today. Says Craig9081. Yes, I do. I'm running out of hoodies. I need more hoodies. I'm starting to recycle them. Chris, what are your views on the idea? I've already answered that question. I'm stuck in Facebook. Can't move to Google Plus yet. They're not mutually exclusive. QR code, we used it for a brief while. We're going to give it a rest. It's on vacation right now. It's kind of chilling in the Bahamas. Hi, Chris. Just got the same breed of dog as you. They're so well behaved and they look great too. Any doggy tips? Says Gadget Boy 12. Shut up! Don't yell at your dogs. That is a huge tip because their hearing is way more sensitive than ours. He's across the house. He can't. It's not like he's sitting right there in front of me. But you hear he knows he knows what that means. Would you come up here? Come here. Did you come up here? Come on, Barky. Come here. Oh, there we go. You know I love you, right? Okay. All right. Let's see if we've got any other questions we can take today. Any other questions? Questions that I have not answered yet. Why the Acer giveaway rules change? They shouldn't have. They should have been outlined pretty clearly. What do the LEDs do behind you? The go.tagjag.com/ticks. They tell the time. Wow, woke whole family again. Sorry about that, Mahorv558. See here. Chris, how can I protect my eyes when working at a computer? Brightness. Adjust the brightness. If you're starting to get headaches, you may actually want to shift positions, just like we talked about with the ergonomics video from yesterday, which I am assuming everybody saw and +1 and shared and liked to go along with the article on lockergnome.com. Chris, did you ever catch the Ding Dong Ditcher? I did not. Why is the G Plus age limit so high? Haha, says GameGuy723. Actually, I don't think it's so high. I think it's pretty normal. It's for adults right now. Unfortunately, a lot of those adults act like they're kids. It's kind of sad. Ergonomics video is a huge help. Thank you, Lisa M. Card. Appreciate that. What's your opinion on the future of gaming and can benefit us? I answered that the other day. Is it stressful to do TLDR every day? Asked Noi Hillel. It kind of is. It really is. This is a TV show, and I gotta get myself juiced up for this stuff. Not you. What will the baby's name be? Chris, says Mr. Johnny Uncensored. I don't know. Maybe we'll you guys can give it a name. We'll name it something. Chris, you've been drinking that espresso for 53 minutes. I've been sipping it. Come on. I mean, like, I'm sipping it. How do I save for an how do you save for an iMac? Read the article about how to make money. Sorry, Wicket. You had to play the dummy there for a second. I didn't hurt you. I didn't hurt him though. I would never hurt Wicket. In many ways, Wicket hurts himself. He thinks he's a cat. Where is Pixie? She's off somewhere else. On your home office tour, you said that your Mac Pro USB ports died. If Apple releases a new version of the Mac Pro with new Intel processors or a redesign, will you be purchasing one? Maybe with a sponsor. If I could find a sponsor, I absolutely would upgrade my Mac, and I'd probably make a big effort like, I am looking for a sponsor for a new Mac, and whoever sponsors the Mac will get X. And I'll think of it like, I'll drink out of your mug for a month, and you'll be in every one of the videos that I do, drinking out of the mug. That's it. Product placement's a good way, I think, of doing it, right? Or, wearing your hat or something like that. That's one hell of an exposure, I would say. Wonder if I should be charging companies for that now. What do you think, Wick? Think it's a good idea? Did you just fart? I think you farted. Do you ever jailbreak? I do not. Not that there's anything wrong if you want to jailbreak. It's just I don't mind the official experience that Apple provides. I'll sponsor you. How much do you want? Says Gadget Boy 1234. $10,000. Pretty good, Wicket. You think it's pretty good? Think it's a good idea? 10,000. I'm sorry, Wicket. He wants the good dog food. $20,000. I'm just throwing out numbers here, people. I'm not even thinking, really. What else is new? You have a great Darth Vader collection, by the way, says Inbalance by Design. Thank you very much. I've been working on it for years and years and years and years and years. All right. Some of you guys are asking questions like, which mouse do I prefer? I've done videos on them before. You can do a search, Chris Pirillo mouse, Locker No mouse, and find them. It's not really that difficult to do. I think we've got about as much as we can handle today. I think we're kind of petering out on people commenting or asking questions. Someone says, I'll offer $5,000 for sponsoring. Super Boda Bob? Bob da Bob. Sorry, Boda Bob? Bob da Bob? Boda Bob da Bob da Bib. Well, just email me, chris@pirillo.com. We'll hash things out. See here. Yeah, there's really no other questions that are coming in here, Wicked. I think we're about to run all the way through because I've already answered the questions that people are asking over and over again, so I kind of feel bad because I can't record a separate video on a question I already answered, and I'd have nothing but a channel full of the same videos. It's crazy. Let me see here. I'm looking on lockergnome.net to see if there are any other questions. Nothing. Yeah, really difficult questions like how to fix this DLL. What's your favorite media player do you use? That was the question. Crazy. Have you ever played World of Warcraft? I did for 10 minutes. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any good questions out of hand here. They're really kind of mundane-ish, or at least the ones that I'm seeing. Doesn't mean the one that you're asking is necessarily bad. What modem do you use? I have to use whatever Comcast gives me, sadly, because I'm on a business class line, so I can't choose my own, which I did choose my own months ago at Best Buy. And we all saw how that one went down. You saw that video, assumedly. He's going to say nothing for 2 minutes. No, it's not going to be like a moment of silence. Can you do another Full House tour? I will on my birthday. This year it's probably going to be a different price, though. Like $1 or something like that. Although YouTube, I think, takes like $2 off the top. Something crazy like that. Did you have a girlfriend in high school? Yeah, I guess I did. If they count. What is your favorite food? These aren't questions. I mean, they are questions, but I can't. I think we're stretched today. I think we're good, and right around an hour's time. So I think we've done as much as we could possibly do. Thank you for asking questions, in trying at least to help get questions answered in these videos. With any luck, though, we'll have more for you tomorrow, not just by way of lockergnome.com articles, but potentially questions that you submit. I know, people, you do email me, and I do see some of the questions that come in. Chris@Pirillo.com if you do want to drop me a line. The problem with answering questions that have already been asked is that, you tend to be repetitive, and I hate doing that, especially after I've answered the question or if I don't think it's going to make an interesting video. In fact, I got slagged. Look at the video I did yesterday. People want to know Roblox versus Minecraft. I did a video on that, and the top comment was, this was pointless, and with 30 thumbs up. I'm like, why did I even bother? So I'm not going to answer questions that I don't think are going to make good videos, despite you wanting to know the answer to the question that I may have already answered. Especially those, I should say. So now that I've finished my espresso, what's your favorite game? Why do you guys keep asking the same questions? My favorite game is the game that I happen to be playing at the time. That's really kind of the bottom line. Or it's another game that I've already talked about. And I think I have. You could probably Google it and find out. So, yeah, that's it. We got 8 video clips today. Hopefully after this is done broadcasting, you will go back and watch the video clips, the separate ones that you watched kind of take place in front of you. Plus one them, share them, like them, etc. And I think we've been through everything. Don't quit making videos. Stay positive, Chris, says J.H. Benskison. Thank you. Appreciate it. And now I'm off to help some entrepreneurs do their thing. I think that's what I'm getting paid to do now after this video is done. So, stop by lockergnome.com if you haven't already. Share an article. Subscribe to the free email newsletters going out every day. Check out my blog, chris.pirillo.com. Also have a live video feed with a chat room that is active even when I'm not very active in it, or if it's muted. You can watch either way. So, you know where to find me. You know where I am, which is kind of scary. And I keep watching for really good comments, but unfortunately they all are kind of... You're killing me! But I love you for it anyway. So, we'll see you later.